Renee Noor, model, creative director, founder of Global Women Wealth Warriors, Wellness Hub, and GW3 magazine. I dedicated my life and devoted my career into helping women and girls to achieving their goals. I've been passionate about empowering women and enriching men. This opportunity in working with the Global Women Wealth Warriors have afforded me the pleasure of traveling outside of the country to be a support unit, most importantly, to help impact and change lives. Our ultimate purpose is to help others to become whole from finance, spiritual, mental, as well as physical. We know there are challenges and obstacles to get you to the next level. However, it's time for you to level up, boss up, and welcome to Power to Soar. Woo! The Global Women Wealth Warriors. So excited to be back here, GW3 Live. I am your host, Ambassador Dr. Renee Noor, and truly, what a remarkable time of the year as we're celebrating women throughout not only this season, but for the rest of our lives. You know, we're grateful to be here for International Women's Month. And I'm excited that we were also able to have our kickoff for the Brown Paper Bag Brunch series. And so today we're following up with the Brown Paper Bag Fellowship. And as we continue on with these great opportunities of bridging the gap with financial literacy, health, and wellness, it always brings me, give us an opportunity to bring so many incredible leaders to the table. Well, we have one special queen. Not only am I grateful that she understands the authority of her purpose and her voice, she's been able to execute and really build platforms to support the system of helping others to connect with getting more access to grants. Truly, she's remarkable. She's been able to hit over 150 million plus in funding on different projects. And so we're so excited to have the Queen with us at this table. Without further ado, the one and only Dr. Barbara Wright. How are you doing today, superstar?
I am doing just fine. Excited to be here with you, the real
Oh my
super.
goodness. Let me see. Author, mother, life coach, man, phenomenal woman of the century. That's what I'm going to give you the new title. Okay. The phenomenal woman of the century. And I'll say this also, what a joy in reconnecting with you. So I just want to say thank you, Dr. Barbara, first and foremost. On our segment, we always allow our guests to go ahead on and interview, to go ahead on introduce yourself. Please, we love to hear your voice.
Okay, thank you so much. I am Dr. Barbara Wright, and I am just a regular woman like you, but I have decided to stir up the gifts that are in me and use everything that I have access to in order to move it forward. So, those things that I have access to are my ability to tell a story. And through that story, In the past, I wrote raps, rhymes, songs. I took those same raps, rhymes, and songs and turned those into grants. So we were able to write grants for youth and for adults and for housing authorities and Kansas City Public Schools and youth guidance and many other organizations that you may have heard the name of, or you may be familiar with those types of organizations. And we were able to raise about 150 million or more for organizations. And I can tell you for sure it's been more than that. In the last 5 years, we've been able to raise more than that. And so we work with all different types of organizations. And what we do now is we use our new app that we developed to help organizations be able to do a lot of those things for themselves. We help them to take their information, input it into a questionnaire, and that questionnaire leads each and every person to where they are able to actually create an outline of what it is that they desire to do and to improve their services. If you're already providing services, this app helps you to improve the services that you do. And it takes those services and then evaluates them through what we call our raggedy and readiness profile. And it helps you to determine, what do you need to do now? Okay, so this is what you've done so far. What do I need to do? And that's what we have been doing with our life lately, is making sure that you have all the tools that you need at your disposal to create the life that you want and to help others while you're doing it.
I just love it. You said from raggedy, it's almost like from raggedy to riches. I'm just saying, I love the fact that you realized that there was a solution to how we can really go about seeking opportunities, funding, and capital. And I'll say this, Dr. Barbara, we salute you and thank you so much for the courage to be able to have that tenacity to stand in your strength, to realize that this is something that really can help many, as opposed to just keeping it for yourself. You realize that this could be the tool to help others to be able to fulfill their dreams. I want to ask you this question because, automatically we just want to say thank you. Thank you for being our keynote speaker on the other day. The brunch, you were like blazing on the stage. The young ladies that was there from Spelman alongside with Clark Atlanta University, they were so excited to see new mentors to come into their life. I want to ask you this question. What has been like the biggest misconception when it comes down to grants alongside with getting capital? Is it only just for a small group of people when it comes down to getting funding? Or tell us what has been the biggest misconception when it comes down to even getting access to funding. Please share.
One of the biggest misconceptions is that you are getting money for yourself. You are not, the funders are not giving you money to do what you want to do. The funders give money to do what they want done, to provide the impact that they want. They want to make sure that you are going to be able to impact the world or their constituents that they want impacted. So what I encourage people to do is get rid of the I, me, and my vocabulary and change it to we, they, are. Because when they give you their funding, they want to make sure that you are going to be, your program is going to be aligned to what it is that they desire to do. So when they stand up at the podium at the end of the year, they can say, we did this and we did that and we did the other. And they did, because they provided you with the funding to do. So that is one of the biggest misconceptions, is that people are going to get money to do what they want to do.
I love that. And I'm happy that you cleared the air, because when you realize our intentions on this earth is not about us alone, it's about what we do in helping others. And that's that giving heart. One of the things I was realizing as well, Dr. Barbara, not only we're grateful that you understand the importance of literacy, written over 160 books. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how you have the time, but I know that means I got to go back to work. But we want to applaud you also for being one of the leaders in writing so many books. Literacy. Let's talk about literacy. How important it is for us to understand literacy really complements the structure as well as these systems that you're rolling out. Can you give us some more insight how that has helped you to be able to be, in this space of not only with structure, but also with this in this space, just being able to have the patience. Talk to us about why is literacy so important for us?
Literacy helped me basically to understand my own story. And so I loved reading. I love reading certain types of books, and everybody has a certain types of book that they love to read. Mine became business books. I loved everything about reading business books. And so that is what I have basically written. Those 160 titles are all related to business. The one book I need to do is the one on my life, but I have basically devoted all of my time to the business books. But it's literacy that leads to the leadership leads to the legacy. And so to me, it all works together. You're just right on point with what you are doing and what you have the young women doing and GW3 because the Women Wealth Warriors, because it is important for us all to learn, write, share, lead, and then build those legacies. We need literacy to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so grateful that you said yes to us, and I'm so grateful that you said even yes to yourself. When you think about literacy, especially like what 1800s, all the way through to even some of the eras for 1980s, some of us still didn't really understand the importance of literacy because it was removed from us. It was taken away. It wasn't even given us, we wouldn't have the opportunity to even utilize these tools. And now that we have access to it, Dr. Barbara, oh, that's a powerful word right there. Access. It is so important for us to wrap ourselves around more smart people. We love reading as well. So 3 check marks there for both of us. We love reading. I want you to tell us, how does having just the access to funding change not just individuals, but I would say also entire communities as well as future generations, because that could be sort of like a little gap as well, not having enough working capital.
It's difficult, but what I tell people is there are 7 streams of income. And what makes it more difficult is when you don't realize there are 7 streams. So, as far as your business is concerned, as far as your personal life is concerned, as far as your nonprofit is concerned, there are 7 streams. So, it's extremely important for you to develop your 7 streams because if one stream dries up, guess what? You've got others, and that's the reason that we developed our workforce to ownership platform because it helps people realize if the job goes away, if AI restructuring causes the job to go away, you have 2 or 3 more streams. So what I would say is, yes, it's troublesome when you don't have the funds that you need, but you have to realize this one thing: money does not leave the planet, it changes hands. So we have to keep our
Mm.
mind right so that we know that that money is there. It is just changing hands. And how do we get some in our hands?
I love that. Money is just about changing hands. It's almost like it has to stay fluid, right? It has to stay fluid. I love that. That's really good, guys. Put some fire emojis up. That should be a hashtag or t-shirt or something of that capacity. I want to know, because a lot of people, especially when I speak with some of our incredible mentors, share with us, when did you realize this was what you were supposed to do? When was that aha moment for you? How old were you when that took place?
I realized in the 8th grade that I had something. I didn't know what it was. So I wrote down everything that I wanted in life. It was my vision board, but that wasn't a thing at the time. And I put the letter in the Bible. And
Mm.
years later, I went back to my mom's house and noticed this letter that I had written to God in 8th grade, and everything I put on there had come to pass. The problem is, I didn't know enough to put on there. So I am encouraging of a vision board, but I believe it was sitting at my desk in a business that I had started at 27, and I realized that I wanted to be able to give away millions. So I prayed to God that He would bless me to give away millions. And I thought that means I'm going to be a multimillionaire because I'm going to give away millions. But I didn't realize that He was going to bless me to give away other people's money. And that is kind of what we have been doing. We have been giving away millions, but it's because we have tapped into other resources and we're teaching people how to go after other people's money. So that was basically when I realized it, when God showed me that my way wasn't necessarily the way He was going to take me.
I'm gonna do it like how the girls, the college students do their little claps. They was like doing it like that. Yes, that was like right on point. You know, we always hear, I know I've heard Skip Martin say he was 7 years of age when he first heard Nat King Cole on the radio. And he said, Nana, who's that on the radio? And she said, that's Nat King Cole. He's like, well, where is he? She says, oh, he's no longer here. He said, but I can still hear his voice. He said, that's what I want to do when I grow older. And lo and behold, by the age of 15, Skip Martin was a professional song trumpeter. He was singing, lead singer for Kool and the Gang alongside the Daz Band. You just said it yourself. You were already in grade school. And that's one of the things I think is so important. I was 10 years of age. Mom had me on stages speaking as a Jehovah's Witness. And lo and behold, here we are today. The importance of making sure we instill this in our younger generation. The key here, that's why I think the youngest one of our readers are 5, 6 years of age right now. We have a responsibility. And share with us, Dr. Barbara, you now have a very heavy responsibility on your shoulders. I already know. You know, we always say, what, to whom much is given, right? Much is required. And so, with the opportunity of being able to support and show others how to do a thing, especially, I'm going to say this because I'm very passionate about our women leaders, but of course, with families, just keeping the families whole. How important is it for women to not only have that vision, but now to really go about making sure that they can have access to funding the vision? Share with us the importance of building, these stronger relationships and even, the collective component in regarding to what we're doing. So please share.
We have our 7 steps, and step number 5 is collaborative development. And that collaborative development includes networking and building relationships. So I was so excited to meet the young women from the HBCUs and to meet the collaborative GW3. Excited to meet those women and want to be a part of that, because you never know when that one person could come along that's going to be the person to move you forward. Just recently, I was at an expo and it seemed like the expo wasn't going to be worthwhile. And all of a sudden, a person walked up the top of the steps. My booth just happened to be right there in front of the steps. She says, I want to be a part of this. I want to support this and promote this. And it just so happened she started contacting news channels, and it's a wrap from there. So I've gotten one interview after another, and it was from one connection. So you need to be open to network and build collaborations, because you never know when that one person in this network or that two people in a network is going to help open a door for you to be able to move forward, or you are going to be able to open the door for someone else to move forward. It's amazing to me that now I'm getting interviewed by ABC.
come through. I mean, again, tap, 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 and you deserve it. Not only do you deserve it, you have built this empire over years. I love technology and technology loves me. A lot of people feel as if there's such a thing called overnight success. But tell me, really, how long did it take you, Dr. Barbara, to build towards this enterprise and empire? And is this is your baby? Is there anything else that you would prefer to do? I'd love to know that.
There is nothing else I'd rather be doing than what I'm doing now. But this took years. As I said, I was writing raps, rhymes, and songs as a 5 year old. So this is not something new. I was writing books years ago and poems. And my kindergarten teacher realized I had a gift way back in the day and had me do a selection for the eighth graders at that particular time. Our school went K through 8. But as an adult, I knew that I wanted to share in writing. I just didn't know how this was going to happen. I thought it was going to be through plays, and I wrote plays. My plays were, um, I called it KC Hip, Kansas City History and Production. So we would read obituaries and find out about the lives of great people in Kansas City and interview great people in Kansas City, like Ollie Gates, who is well known for his barbecue all over the world. So I interviewed Ollie and then did his story in a play from the time he was a boy who also had a vision all the way up into an adult. So that's kind of how this was birthed. And over the years, it's just developed. But now I'm no longer just writing a book or just I'm developing ecosystems. So my framework is my books, my systems is the workflow that the book develops, and then my ecosystem is setting up electronic products for sale. So mine are not just books; they are digital products that are on my website for you to be able to download instantly. Yes, I'm qualified to sell at Walmart, Amazon,
Mhm.
Barnes and Noble, all of those different places, but basically mine have been sold on my website. So the classes, the books, the classes, and just it makes a whole ecosystem.
Yes, I love it. I always say digital assets are uber sexy. Digital assets, especially during this season. And I'm so excited for not only what we have to look forward to, but the many more opportunities of granting access. Once you have that access and then knowing what to do with the access. I say this about readiness, preparation, and then God's timing.
Mm,
That's everything, right?
yeah, yes.
Well, can you please pour in regarding to especially some of those leaders, whether they are in, I would say in a really tough spot. Right now, we know the world is doing what it's doing, it's rolling out right now. And so how can we get to a space where not only we can have that total clarity, but what would be your words of wisdom if they are in a space where they cannot technically find answers? What should they do?
I would
Especially when it comes down to funding. I got to say that, especially when it comes down to funding specifically.
I would say, and I know this might be cliche, download the app because the app for free allows you to download it and put your ideas or what it is that you are trying to fund in the app. And then the app gives you clarity through the free Raggedy and Readiness profile. And it tells you what things you need to do. Prior to me developing the app, I would tell people sit down in front of somebody that you love and care about and have that person to um, tell you what they see in you, because that might help you, and in your business that might help you in knowing what it is that you need to do. Or if they see holes in your business, the person who cares about you, normally we befriend people who are going places and doing things as well. And so if that person is a person who can help you think through, use AI. Remember, AI remixes. It takes what ideas we have and it remixes those into something sometimes even more beautiful than what we had thought about. So I have my 4Ds, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this. I have my 4Ds. It's a trademark platform that we are working on. You discover what it is that you desire to do, and maybe you're already there. You design it, because you have to design it, and then you define it. So you've designed it, now you have to define it into something beautiful, and then you deploy it. So determine which one of those sections you are in, and then that's where you start working. Are you in the discovery? Are you in the designing? Are you in the defining? Are you already ready to deploy? And then you start to network to get people to work along with you in order to help you get those funding. But I would say download the app and let it help you get yourself ready instead of being raggedy.
Ooh, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly where literacy leadership meets legacy. And I'm grateful that you're sharing with us is way more than just having money, guys. It's really about the tools that you can use, as our very own Dr. Glendina Green says all the time, but also that access and knowing what to do with these tools and having the right proximity of relationships as well as information so it can help you to prepare yourselves for your future self. And I'm so
Ooh,
grateful that you are part of this circle superstar. I'm grateful that God has blessed us to be able to see each other, and this is the right timing. We have so much in common, and coming from the banking industry, as well as just being able to support others when it came down to writing those grants. Dr. Barbara, in 2011, we had our fingers out there making things happen, but now, girl, you just in 12x to everything, and we're ready for it. All right, we are so ready for it. It's like that moment where we say, we've been waiting for this, and this is our season. So, Dr. Barber, I'm excited for what is to come, not only with this journey here with the Global Women Wealth Warriors, but also around the world, because impact is truly something that we are destined for. I want to ask this last question. When you're doing grants, is it any limitation of areas of places where you can only do grants? Or is these grants also more on a global spectrum? Please let us know that.
grants are definitely on a global spectrum. Now, things have changed around the world. So you do need to do a little bit of research to see what is available in your area. And you have to flex. We are no longer just on our block. We do have to flex. We have to change and go along. I was teaching a class this morning on what we used to call diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Mhm.
Well, now
Yes.
basically it is equity, access, and accessibility. And so we have had to change. 72% of companies change their DEI programs, and now it's more equity and access. We have to be more inclusive. Race got put on the back burner, and it's basically providing access. Doesn't mean it's gone away. It means that it's still there, but it's providing that access. So are you willing to flex? Are you willing to read to see where the grants are now? Are you willing to do what it takes to get that grant funded? And
Ooh,
that's where we are.
I love it. And a lot of people don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. I saw that look. I saw. They think it's easy. It's going to happen just because they submitted it. Sometimes they got to resubmit. Sometimes you have to hit the submit of the resubmit and then submit one more time. So therefore it can be submitted and submitted again. And sometimes we just have to realize It's not about instant gratification. You got
Yes.
to put the work into, working with the banking industry. I was share with the team. I used to be the one that helped to underwrite, get these loan documents over to our underwriter. It's about the storytelling as well when it comes down to writing grants. Is that fair to say?
That's definitely true.
Yes, yes, yes. And so I'm excited that we'll have the opportunity of working alongside right there with you, helping others to get this access. But again, guys, it's just not about the money. I don't want you to even think about it's about the money. If you don't have an if you don't have a responsibility, or even as they say, you have to have instructions for the money, guess what's going to happen? The money will come, but guess what? It can leave even faster than it arrives. I know you've seen that on many occasions. When people get access to funding, if they don't have an assignment for their money, guess what's going to happen? They're going to misuse the money. And then, unfortunately, they're going to be back looking around saying, Dr. Barbara, it didn't work. Yeah, have you heard that before?
Yes, on many occasions.
Well, I'm looking forward to also reading some of these books, Dr. Barbara, that you have. I mean, one of the things I like to say, I'm just grateful that you're in our life. I'm so thankful that you're a part of the community and helping us also with our SOAR Girl Academy, right? Where we're going to be helping others become not only authors, but also leaders. And so, Global Girls Soar. And I know a little birdie told me December you would be with us December 4th. Come on, like tap, 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 tap. December 4th, as we unveil for our SOAR Global Girls. I'm excited. Thanks again to Spelman College. Thanks again to Clark Atlanta University, as even more Morris Brown, and we also have Morehouse College. Just thanks to all of the HBCUs who want to work with us because we want to help our future leaders of tomorrow. So, Dr. Barbara, in closing, what are your words of wisdom as you share with our viewers? Please take it away.
I want people to know, if you are going after funding, I want the ladies to know it may not come overnight. Most of us, if we make 250,000 a year, it takes us 4 years to get to the million. If we make 100,000 a year, it takes us 10 years to get to the million. And if we only making 50 or 60,000, it takes you 20 years to get to the million. So if it takes a little while for the money to start to flow, don't get discouraged. It will. And I want you to know that not only does the money not leave the planet, you don't get no for an answer. You get a maybe later. So you've got two answers to work with: yes or maybe later. And I had clients, as she just spoke about, to receive the million. And because they did not spend the money right and abide by what they had wrote on the paper, they were not able to keep it. I don't want you to be one of those. So I want you to make sure that you get ready instead of being raggedy. And we have provided the Grant Builder Pro Max to help you get ready so that you are no longer raggedy, and that part of the app is absolutely free. So I look forward to working with Dr. Renee to help you.
Come through, come through, come through. I love that. You got to get t-shirts for that. If you don't have that already, Dr. Barbara
We're
Wright, we're going to
working
have
on
some t-shirts for that coming up
that.
next,
Yes,
okay?
yes,
Well,
yes.
it has been an honor as well as a great privilege and pleasure of not only having you here in Atlanta, but also meeting you right here in Atlanta. But I'm looking forward to traveling the world with you because you're going to be so much fun. Dr. Barbara Lolita Anderson, she says, I just love her. Oh my goodness. All the ladies just thought you were just like the coolest, and you are, because
Thank
that's what's
you.
so awesome. When we see each other, we can truly work together. And I'm grateful that God has blessed us. So beautiful. Continue on. As I always say, we got to roll our shoulders back, keep our heads up. Not only is it time for us to go blaze the universe, we understand our assignment, and truly, God has poured so much into us. And so I'm excited that we're going to be working this journey together. It is up to us to make sure not only do we welcome change, but we also provide access once we are able to learn about the change to help the future generations. And I'm looking forward to us helping to extend that hand to our future leaders of tomorrow. So, again, Dr. Barbara, thank you so much for joining us as we continue on with this brown paper bag fellowship, because we need more of this type of energy in the season that we're in. And congratulations on being a phenomenal woman. We salute you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And guys, we'll be right back after this commercial break. And this is exactly what that brown paper bag fellowship is all about. It's about real conversations, real access, and legacy in motion. And so we'd like for you guys to continue on tuning in. If you haven't already, like the website, feel free to follow us on the website, globalwomenwealthwarriors.com, as well as go to our YouTube channel so you can stay connected with the Global Women Wealth Warriors movement as we continue on with our brown paper bag brunches. Thank you so very much. We look forward to following up with you in the near future. I'm the host, Dr. Renee Noor, and continue on living your best life. It's important for you to rise and soar each and every day. And we're grateful that we're able to share this time with you. We look forward to seeing you on the other side of your greatness. Bye for now.